Hey, welcome back guys. I think we're in episode number 4 now. In the last episode, we covered a bit of ground in terms of eccentric versus concentric hypertrophy of your heart, and also what really defines cardiac output, which is your heart rate times the stroke volume times what's called the arterial venous oxygen difference. I trust you know this by heart now. Got it? Heart? That was a bad joke, Ken. Bad joke. Anyway, back to what we're meant to talk about today, which is energy systems. Within the human body, we have 4 energy systems. We have caffeine, ATP-PcR, aerobic and anaerobic. That's another bad joke. Caffeine is not an energy system, even though it feels like it. Haha. Anyway, we have your adenosine triphosphate creatine, ATP-PcR energy system. Then we have your aerobic system and your anaerobic and then your aerobic system. The ATP-PcR energy system is what provides you with that really explosive burst of energy that lasts for no more than 10 seconds. The main fuel that your body is using here is phosphocreatine, and this is where supplementation of creatine might be beneficial in terms of quickly restoring that energy in between bursts and bouts of very high intensity activity. Then we move on to what's called the anaerobic energy system, which lasts no longer than roughly 30 seconds. There's always a grey zone, but about 30 seconds. And your main fuel here will be carbohydrates. And then moving on to the other end of the spectrum, we have aerobic exercise, which is 60 seconds plus. So you see marathon runners and things like that, they go for a very, very long time. They're primarily using the aerobic system. And again, as you can see, or depending on where you're at, there's going to be a bit of a grey zone, but the main fuel here will primarily be defined as free fatty acids or fats, if you want to. What's really important to remember here though, is that someone goes on either end of that spectrum. They don't start to develop their energy system across the whole line, which might have complications. They all come with a lot of benefits, that's not the case. But the question is, how much better off would you be if you did develop all of them? We're going to look a bit closer into that in the next video, so until then, think about it and I'll see you then.